Hi guys, today we are learning to read simple and complex maps. And maps come in all shapes and sizes and for all different reasons. We have like road maps, we have maps for parks and theme parks and amusement parks and things like that. Probably a lot of places you visit frequently, like places like Gumbaya World or the zoo or the aquarium, they all have maps as well. And the purpose of a map is to help us get around to where we need to go in a quick and easy fashion. So maps make our lives easier because they tell us where we need to go and how to get to different places. But there are some specific skills we need to be able to read maps, and that's what our focus will be across the week. So today we are going to have a focus on the key features of a map, and I'm going to talk you through those now. So here is a map that I've actually used previously. I visited Australia Zoo at the start of the year, and it's a huge place, and if you're not familiar with it, you need a map to help you get around. This map is quite a complex one. There's lots of different features, and you can see them highlighted with the arrows and the little boxes of information there. So I'm going to talk you through the different parts of a map. Not all maps have these features, but these are sort of the features that are quite common across lots of different maps. Depending on the purpose of the map, they may not have all of the features at once. So up the top here, just below my little arrow, we have the title. And the title tells us what the map is of. So we can clearly see this is Australia Zoo. And it's really important that we know that so that we know we're looking at the right map for where we currently are. The map also has subheadings, just like we do in non-fiction texts, that help us navigate the map a little bit easier. So the subheadings in the key are there to help organize the information so it's easier for us to read and find what we're after. So you can see that there's a couple of subheadings through the key there, and they help us find what we need much faster than reading through all of that information. Going on to the key is this area here in green and this area here in green. So it's quite a big key for this map. That's because there's a lot of different places and things to do at Australia Zoo. So the key tells us what the symbols on the map mean so that we can find specific locations and things. So if you have a browse over the map, you can see there's lots of little pictures and symbols all the way around the map, and the purpose of the key is to tell us what they mean. And that's really important so that we know when we're heading to a location that we know what we're going to find when we get there. Moving on to the symbols look like this. I've just highlighted a section of them here for you. And symbols are just little pictures that represent a location or a thing. Some symbols will be really familiar to you. Probably this cross one here would be quite familiar to you as somewhere for first aid. Or help if you're sick or unwell. There's others that are probably really familiar to you that you see all the time, like the symbol for the girls and the boys' toilet. Symbols for like picnic chairs and things that you might see on the road signs as well when you're driving around places. So some symbols will be really familiar to you and you probably won't need to use the key to figure out what they mean, but others might be quite specific to the map that you're reading, and that's why we have a key included so we know exactly what we'll find at that location. And finally over here, some maps have grid coordinates. Now the grid coordinates help us to locate places far quicker than looking over the entire map, especially on a map like this one for Australia Zoo. It is huge and there's a lot of information there. So they help us pinpoint places on the map far faster. So we have letters running along the bottom and the top of our map here, if you follow my mouse. And we have numbers running down both sides of the map. So then we can use these letters and numbers to pinpoint a specific location. So our key shows with these little coloured circles here, we've got a blown up one of 3J. If we follow the grid coordinates, so if I go to 3 and move my mouse across to J, this is the point where it meets here, 3J, this is what we'll find there. So we can use grid coordinates to find a specific location far faster. If I'd used the key, for example, and I was looking down and I wanted to know where the birds were, for example, I could have a look at what grid coordinate was next to the birds, and I can find that really quickly instead of having a look over the whole map and trying to spot it out of all of the symbols. So those are the main common key features of maps, and it's really important that we know where these features are found and what their purposes are. So have another look at this map, become really familiar with it. I've included a PDF file of it as well, so you can check back, and then you'll be able to do the same thing, labeling the different parts on the map that I've included for you guys today. Enjoy, guys!